Hi everybody, and welcome to the very first Camp SPL Family Fridays. So what we're going to be doing every Friday this summer is we are going to be encouraging you to get outside and play like we normally do at the parks. So what you can do is each of these videos will have a kit element which you can pick up from either the North Suffolk or Morgan Memorial Libraries, and you could play along with us at home. So the first week, we're actually doing one of our most popular programs, which is our bubble party. So this is actually our third summer doing the bubble party, and I am going to show you some tips and tricks on how to make your own special bubble solution that creates the giant bubbles that we make at the library. So the first thing you're going to need to do for this is get your ingredients together. So you need water, dish soap. Now at the library we have found that Dawn Ultra dish soap has worked the best for us, but you can use any dish soap that you have at home. And you need a secret ingredient, glycerin. So here's the thing about glycerin. It's a little difficult to find, but I'm going to tell you where you can find it. You can find glycerin at any store that sells cake decorating materials. So Michael's, Walmart, even Amazon has it. They are it's in the cake decorating section, and Wilton is the brand that makes it. The other place you can get it is in the first aid department at Rite Aid, and it's only at Rite Aid. That's the only pharmacy that has it in the Suffolk area. But that's where you can find glycerin, and either type, the type that's in the first aid area or the type that's used for cake decorating, either type works fine for your bubbles. And you don't need a lot of it, so just get yourself one little bottle. All right, so the recipe is 6 cups of water, half a cup of dish soap, and 2 tablespoons of glycerin. And this recipe works best if you let the bubble solution sit overnight. So we usually make it a day or two before we have our bubble party. We have found that these bubbles can sit for an entire year and they still become awesome bubbles, and actually they're even better the longer they've set. So if you have a big like painter's bucket with a lid, you could keep your solution in there and just pull out a little bit at a time when you're ready to play with it. So we're gonna make our solution. So I've got a measuring cup here. And we're gonna start with 2 cups of water and 4 cups of water and 6 cups of water. And now we need half a cup of Dawn dish soap. I actually have a 1/4 cup here, so we're going to use 2 of these. And like I said, you can use whatever dish soap you want. This is just what we found at the library. You know what? I'm going to take the cap off of this so it'll pour faster. Now, there is a trick to making these bubbles. You don't want to create too much bubble in your water when you're mixing the ingredients together. You kind of want everything to just settle in the bottom like that. We're going to use a spoon to mix it up, but we don't want to create too many bubbles. It's like when you're making bath water and you want to like make the bubbles really big. We don't want to do that with this solution. Okay. And now we need 2 tablespoons of glycerin. And I have a tablespoon right here, so we'll use 2 of these. Now, the glycerin actually thickens the solution, and that's why the bubbles stay longer. And that's actually what it does. It helps make fondant if you're making cakes, so that's why it's found in the cake decorating area. All right, so that's our solution. Now we're gonna mix. Like I said, we don't wanna create too many bubbles while we're mixing this. But what you will feel when you are mixing this is that your water will start to thicken. That's the glycerin. Sort of works like a gelatin, and it thickens the solution up. And you do want to get it really good and mixed. So if you can see any blue or whatever color dish soap you're using in the bottom, you want to keep mixing. But again, we don't want to make too many bubbles. We don't want this to settle into bubbles. We need it to be a little bit smoother. All right, that looks pretty good, and I don't know if you can tell on camera there, but it is a little bit thicker of a solution. All right, So like I said, the best way we do this is when it has a chance to sit overnight. So we are going to set that aside and we are going to move on to our next activity. So the next thing we're going to do is actually use the materials that you can find in your kit. So if you come to the library to pick up a kit, you will have some popsicle sticks and some pipe cleaners as well as some beads. So these are 2 samples that I made already, but I'm going to show you how to make them. All right, so now we have all of our materials together. If you don't have a popsicle stick, because maybe you didn't come get a kit or you didn't get a kit, you can actually use sticks from your own yard. So it's no big deal, just get a stick. So the pipe cleaner is actually going to work as the wand of this, and this will work as the stick to hold it. You can actually just use 2 pipe cleaners to make this, but what I have found is that it's sturdier if you back it with the stick. So the first type of wand we're going to make, you don't use the beads. You're just going to wrap around the stick a little bit, and then we are going to make a hoop. And I went a little too far. If you're worried about it not staying, you can tape it, but pipe cleaners stay pretty well. And then you take the edges here and you're just going to tuck that around like that. Just like that. And so that is your first bubble wand. Oh, geez, Miss April's having a little problem. There we go. There you go. That's your first bubble wand. And then the second way to do it is to actually string it with beads. So once again, we get our popsicle stick, and we're going to start by wrapping around, and we're going to make our circle, but we're not going to attach it yet. I'm going to pull out some pony beads or any type of beads that you have. You should have some pony beads in your kit, so you can use those. So the beads actually strengthen the pipe cleaner to give you a stronger bubble, but you don't need the beads. They also look really cool, which is nice. And you can always decorate your popsicle sticks if you really want to, but you're just going to string them like that, and when you finish, you'll loop it back around again to make your wand, just like that. So those are the 2 wands that you can make using your kit. And like I said, if you don't have a popsicle stick, you can just use sticks from your yard. String will work too. And you could just wrap string around a stick, and that could help get wet as well in the bubble solution, and that'll work too. And now we are going to go outside, because we cannot have a bubble party if we're not outside. So we're gonna go outside and make some big bubbles, and I'm gonna show you some art you can do with bubbles too. So see you in a minute. All right, welcome back. So we are outside the North Suffolk Library. In the back of the library, we have this beautiful gazebo. So we're set up here, and we are going to use our bubble solution and our brand new bubble wands, and we are going to make bubbles. So I poured our bubbles into a shallow, longer dish here, so we can really get dipped in there. And you're just going to dip the wand in, and you're gonna watch it go. We've got good wind today, so we might get some really good bubbles here. And like I said, they work better if you let them sit longer. But we do definitely see some big bubbles forming. Yeah, I love it. Oh, that one popped. Oh yeah, look at that go! Yeah, so that is our big bubble solution. Wow, look at those. Wow, those are some good ones. All right, and now I am going to show you how to do art with your bubbles. So we're gonna get set up for that in just a second. All right, so now it's time for some bubble art. So in order to do the bubble art, you need your bubble solution and you need food coloring. You can use any color you want, but I'm using South Public Library Blue. You're just going to add a few drops of the food coloring into the bubble solution and give that a little swirl there to change the color. And in your kit for the bubble party, there is also a straw and a piece of paper, and you need those for the art project. So while the bubble party is great for kids of all ages, this particular project is better if you can explain to the kids not to drink the solution, because we don't want to drink the bubble solution. We want to blow the bubble solution. So like we were blowing bubbles in our chocolate milk. So that's step one. We're going to blow bubbles, and then we are going to catch the bubbles on our paper to make art. We're going to do it again. And all of these bubbles, you can catch them from all sides, and you want to trap them on the paper. Now, you can see on the paper that we have bubbles and we have some coloring. When it dries, that's when it looks really fantastic. After it's dried, all those colors will have soaked into the paper, and you'll have a sort of a tie-dye look with your bubbles. So there you go. So thank you so much for joining me for the virtual bubble party, which is our week 1 of Camp SPL Family Fridays. I'm Miss April. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.